Welcome back to Wolf Millionaire's YouTube channel. What's your Instagram brand identity? Today, I'm going to talk about how to create your brand identity on Instagram with a few simple steps. Brand identity is vital when it comes to gaining and maintaining Instagram followers. Don't know where to start? Well, you've come to the right place. I'll walk you through some of the simple steps you can take to begin molding your Instagram account into a great representation of your brand. That brand can be your personal brand, the brand of your company, the brand of a product you sell, any brand or image that you want to create. Remember, if you want to learn all of my tips, tricks, and strategies, go to wolfmillionaire.com and sign up for free. I'll send you a free 20-page Instagram guide filled with tips and tricks. Now, let's talk about creating your brand identity on Instagram. The first thing, leveraging hashtags. There's an art to using them, but when used properly, hashtags help create brand identity. Hashtags are little pathways that lead Instagram users to your profile. The goal is to build a community around actionable hashtags that define your image or your brand identity. Here are the types of hashtags you should be using. Trending hashtags. These hashtags are more difficult to stand out due to their popularity and overuse. But it's always a good idea to include one or two because you never know who will be checking the post under that tag and stumble upon your account. Stick to the trending hashtags that are relatable to the post you're tagging. Otherwise, it would be out of place and wouldn't make sense, and you'd be looking like you'd be spamming. Next is brand-specific hashtags. Probably the most important of the hashtags are these ones. Find a hashtag or two that represents your brand, product, or whatever it is that you're trying to create an image for that will always be associated with, and use them. For example, we use Wolf Millionaire hashtag, and that's used to represent my brand and my company. So we use the hashtag Wolf Millionaire on every single one of our posts, and we usually only use, 2, maybe 3 hashtags. So I think of it as my brand signature. Always use it. Campaign-specific hashtags. Use hashtags for upcoming events, contests, or sales. Get others to use it and extend it to the reach of the campaign. So urge your users to use a specific hashtag in order to, promote a sale or even hold a competition or a contest. So you have to be a brand ambassador of your own hashtag in order to get others to use it. These hashtags get people excited about your brand and the campaign that's going on. Here's a great example of a campaign-specific hashtag that Tom's, the maker of shoes, used on one of their campaigns. As you can see, they've highlighted it in their caption, and that's really all they had to put in their caption: shoes for a better tomorrow, hashtag 1 for 1. Tom donates one pair of shoes to a needy child somewhere in the country for every pair of their shoes that are bought. Very, very cool company. If you're new to the world of hashtags on Instagram, make sure that you download my free 20-page Instagram guide, as well as read some of my other blog posts. I actually just recently did a blog post at blog.wolfmillionaire.com all about hashtags and why they're so important. So make sure you read up on it. Next up is, eye-catching content. That's one of the biggest things that's going to define you and your brand, whether it's your personal brand, your style, your image. So I want to bring up another awesome account that I found. Living It Rural. As you can see, this is Remo Jacobs, Dutch based near Aachen in Germany. And you can see and feel his type of photography and his style and what his account represents just by the look and feel and composure of these photos. So in a sense, this is his visual brand that he's created, and he's done so through eye-catching content. When someone scrolls through your Instagram account, they expect it to flow nicely, right? And so this Living It Rural is an example of that continuity. Instagram is a very visual platform, so the more uniform the content is, the more appealing it is to their users, especially retaining people who have come across your profile, liked a photo, and maybe followed you. Don't be afraid to try new things, especially if it fits with the rest of your content. Add a video or a cinematograph to mix things up. If you don't know what a cinemagraph is, then you should go to blog.wolfmillionaire.com and check out the blog post I did on cinemagraphs and why they're going to be a powerful tool that you need to learn how to create. If your niche is posting only black and white photos, do it. Take Sharpie, for example. You'd think it might be difficult of engaging content for markers. Wrong. Go take a look at their account. Sharpie Markers. It's just Sharpie. The majority of their Instagram features art created from their followers using their product, which is incredible. They basically post photos of the art that's been created with their markers to basically brand themselves for what their product is all about, which is a Sharpie marker. Once you find out what your brand's vibe is and find that it's working, stick with it because it's going to define you and your products and your brand. Here's another great example to just highlight, the eye-catching content, sticking with one's theme or brand identity. And I want to show you this one. It's called Stella Maria Bear, and she's an artist from the Southwest. And as I scroll through her profile, if you want, take a look at it, you will see the, stark difference from living at Rural's, darker, gloomier, more nature-focused photography, whereas Stella's is got a beautiful palette that is beige and oranges and pinks, very earthy, very Masonic, as she is from the Southwest. So she is surrounded by beautiful mountains and erosions of nature, and she uses that to define her brand, her identity, as well as her artwork. Very cool account. What else do we have? Let's take a look at Starbucks. Starbucks does the exact same thing. 8.3 million followers, inspiring and nurturing the human spirit, one person, one cup, and one neighborhood at a time. Oh, so corporate, but oh so good on Instagram. And as you can see, Starbucks is maintaining their brand identity, which is vibrancy, which is enjoying your cups of coffee or your morning routines. And all their photos are extremely high quality. It showcases a variety of their products. Again, wanting to keep with their brand identity and branding. The next step is to make sure that you've connected other social media channels or your website and tied it all into your Instagram account, just like I've done here with my Mad Whips account. I have my www.madwhips.com URL in my profile. Upload photos to be featured, so I'm telling people to upload their exotic car photos to madwhips.com if they want to be featured on my Instagram accounts. So it's a really good idea if you have a website that you want to extend onto your users or your followers, that you put it here because it's the only clickable link that Instagram allows. Now, you can't use the Snapchat URL that was just released by Snapchat a couple months ago. In your URL, Instagram has made an update where you are not allowed to do that anymore, and you'll get an error message that tells you that linking to other social networks or social accounts is kind of forbidden. So, you can put that kind of information in your bio like I have, where I tell my users or my followers that Snapchat, they can find me at Snapchat Mad Whips. So the other thing that you want to do is make sure that you're engaging. Being engaged with your followers is all part of, your brand identity, whether you think so or not. Make your company personable by showing your followers the people behind your brand. Maybe give insight as to what goes on behind the scenes. What do you want your Instagram to reflect? What message do you want to convey to your audience? Think of those questions with every move you make on Instagram, because people are watching, and what you post and what you say pretty much defines your image and your brand, whether it's personally or on behalf of your company. People are drawn to brands that are personable and that care about their followers. Starbucks, again, does a really good job of showing their love for their coffee drinking fans, and they feature a lot of their followers' posts enjoying their products, which is a win-win for both, their brand identity, the products that they sell, and the followers that they want to have, keep coming back and consuming their product so that they can make more money. They even regram pictures that are submitted from their followers, which is really cool. They've got 8 million some followers. So part of creating a brand identity is interacting with your followers and building a community around your brand. It's all about the interaction and those relationships that you don't have to mend or build 8 million relationships directly. You can build them inadvertently just by being a steward to your own brand and to your followers. Consistency is also key. If you're all over the place, then you can't really define a style or a brand. Maybe that is your style or your brand, but for most people it's not. So being consistent is key. Unless you want to give your followers on Instagram whiplash, just stay consistent. Don't begin changing your brand's regular hashtags out of the blue or posting pictures that have nothing to do with your brand. There's nothing that turns followers off more, again, is inconsistency or lack of direction, whether it's your personal account, a brand's account, a fan page. Keep everything polished, keep your posts regularly posted, because you don't want people to forget about you. On the other hand, don't bombard your followers with multiple posts every hour unless it's a special occasion. Also, post when you know people will see it. Ideal times are in the morning as well as in the evening, regardless of what time zone you're on, because those are the times of people when we wake up, we check our phones. Instagram is definitely one of the hottest apps that people check first thing in the morning, as well as on their breaks, at lunch, after work. So just make sure to be consistent, and I will show you what I mean by consistency on another one of my accounts called Gentleman's Creed. And you can see it's just me highlighting the gentlemen of the world. And in my bio, because Gentleman's Creed doesn't have a website, I leverage it out to, tell people how I make $250,000 posting photos. And if they want to learn more, they go to wolfmillionaire.com to download my free 20-page Instagram guide. But when I say consistency, take a look at this account and see the kind of consistent photo quality, the composure, the clothing. It's kind of, it's an inspiration account for me. I post fashionable stuff because this is the kind of stuff that I want to wear. And as I make more and more money on Instagram, I'm being able to buy more and more nice clothes. So I look to, these gentlemen of the world and their style to gain my own style. The other cool thing that you really need to do is just, tell your brand or your company's story. There's a really good chance that you have a cool story behind your product that you've created or that you're selling or your brand. So why not let your Instagram reflect that, So follow all these steps that I've outlined. You'll be well on your way to creating a super solid brand identity on Instagram. The hardest part is just really finding and defining your style. And for some companies and some people, that comes easy. For others, it doesn't. And I'll be very honest with you, it's not something that comes super easy with me. Personally, whether it's my, dress style or my, my brand, my personal brand, even though it is consistent in terms of, some of the morals and ethical aspects that I maintain. But, not everything is cut and dry. So don't be afraid to let yourself evolve, your personal brand evolve, your company's brand. Mad Whips is lucky enough to have gone through 10 plus years of the same logo, the same color palette, and just keeping it simple, serving, exotic car photos that have been uploaded from all over the world to other people who just want to look at car photos. Other people in, the arts or fashion sometimes find a little bit harder to really define their style or their brand. And you know what? That's okay. You can change your style and your brand as much as you want. Just, once you do establish that, stick with it. Be true to it, and really see how far it will help you take your brand. And if you want to switch it up, switch it up. Anyways, if you want to learn all of my tips and strategies, go to wolfmillionaire.com and either sign up for my free 20-page guide or my full advanced course, and I will teach you everything step by step in 84 some videos, over 24 hours of content with monthly updates where I keep you updated for all the different changes that are going on Instagram and how we take advantage of them. Thank you.